What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's the King Koopa. So today we're going to be doing a full walk around on Betty White. I probably should have done this video a long time ago, but finally getting around to it. We got the Vet out of winter storage, and the black truck is almost finished up. We did a full engine build on that. Big cam, milled heads, Trailblazer SS intake manifold, which I'll be doing a video just on that install if you're wanting to do that here soon. Transmission is off, getting built so it can handle about 600-ish horsepower with a custom stall to fit that. And then we can throw all the 4x4 parts back in, and we're probably going to be throwing 100 shot of nitrous on it, maybe 200, we're not sure yet. We do have a new 2-inch cowling HD hood right there, so then that'll be getting painted soon, as well as the grill and the bumper grill. So I'm pretty excited for that. It's almost done, but let's get back on to Betty White. So Betty White, if you guys don't know, it's a 2003 Silverado 2500 HD. It does have the 8.1 in it. It's not a Duramax, so she's kind of like a Duramax lookalike with the Allison transmission, but no big deal. I mean, when I bought this truck, I think I was like 22, maybe 21, I can't remember, but at the time I didn't want to have a loan, and I paid cash for the truck, so that's primarily why I bought it. And it had the big motor, but I really did want a Duramax, but couldn't afford one because they were like twice the price, so that's alright. My next truck will probably be a Duramax though. So let's get started. So first thing off, lift. So lift, it's an 8-inch Fabtech lift with a 3-inch body lift, and I get about 2 extra inches from the coilovers and added rear leaf springs in the back. So it's about 13-ish inches, I'd say. But if you're looking to do a body lift, I wouldn't recommend it personally because it extends your harness, extends a lot of the brake lines. None of the stuff clips into the factory locations, and some people don't like it because it shows the frame a little bit more than a standard truck does. So the frame sticks down a little bit. Some people don't like it, some people like it. My biggest complaint about it is that it does stretch and pull your brake lines and stuff like that. Also, your front end frame sticks down a lot farther than the bumper does. So that's for the suspension. We are running some 40 by 15.5 RBPs. Those are the repulsors by Rolling Big Power. Also running the 24 by 14 TIS off-roads. Those are the 544 BMs. And we're running the True Spike lug nuts. So they're pretty big. I like them. I have 1,000 pounds almost of rims and tires on the whole vehicle because of the spare tire. So they're pretty heavy. Kind of hard to get on by one person. So for the steering components, I have quite a bit in steering components. I have basically everything Kryptonite has to offer, which that's Pitman and idler arms, beefed up center link, beefed up tie rods, all new bushings. I have the Kryptonite wheel hubs, Kryptonite idler arms. We have the Kryptonite idler assembly along with the frame support. We have a redhead steering gearbox. That's their off-road heavy duty edition. We have all new bushings, polyurethane bushings, new ball joints. Basically everything on the whole front end is brand new, even all the bolts and everything. So it does still have 410 gears in it. I probably need to go to something a little bit lower, and it does need a tune. My speedometer is like probably 10 miles an hour off cruising down the highway, but it actually doesn't do too bad for the 40s. It handles it pretty well. So performance wise, it doesn't really have much done. It does have a cold air intake. It has True Duals exhausts out the sides, which I do like those. It still has the stock manifolds on it, still has cats on it, which I think I want to get those taken off here soon. But we can check out the engine bay. It does have a custom crossover, and she is a little bit dirty. I just got her out recently from winter storage. Haven't cleaned the engine bay yet. Also, because of the body lift, you'll notice the engine sits down lower in the engine bay. And this is our charcoal filter that probably needs to be cleaned. Used to be red. Pretty bad. For the bumpers, so I do have front and back move bumpers. Those were used. I bought them used. They were already welded up, powder coated and everything, so that worked out great. But the bad thing, body lift. So I did have to make a bunch of custom brackets up underneath because the factory mounting location now has changed. So you could use the factory mounting location, but you're going to have a big 3-inch gap in between the headlights and all the fenders and stuff, and it just looks ridiculous. So we had to cut those brackets off and custom make our own. Kind of a pain in the butt. But we are running the Royal Hooks show hooks. Those things are pretty nice. They are expensive, so I wouldn't recommend it to the average person. I still have some plasti dip on here to get off from Halloween, but I'll get to it. But for lights, we're just running some eBay specials. Those actually came in the bumper when I bought them. But those are all wired into the factory fog light harness. So when I hit my fog light, all those turn on, so that works out pretty well. They don't look super pretty, but they do get the job done. So my truck is an 03. It has been converted with an HD hood and an HD grill. I bought the $99 eBay special billet bolt-in, so we cut the inside of our grill out, bolted this grill in place, and it's not too bad. Still got some plastic up here, but I'll take care of it. For the headlights though, the headlights, we actually have some custom built headlights to put in, just haven't got around to it. These are the original, I think, eBay specials, like $80 spiders I think I bought. They came tinted, and I did take them apart, did my own little halos, custom soldered all those together and stuff, and it worked great for like 6 months, and then they eventually burnt out. You can see moisture out in here and started to turn all of them to rust, so we're gonna get rid of these soon. I mean, they're pretty busted up. I don't remember what happened here, but I think I did like a Kung Fu Foot of Fury and busted that one. That's why I don't sit straight anymore. So, I mean, it's a truck. She ain't a super show truck, but she gets the job done. Oh, shocks. So I totally forgot. We have 2.5 Fox shocks with King springs up top. I believe that's a 900-pound spring and an 800-pound spring. We're also running the Fabtech upper control arms that have been converted to a uniball, so I can handle a lot more pressure and stress than a ball joint can. If somebody asked, these shock hoops actually were custom made with a crossover bar from a company out in California. So you guys can't just buy those. Sorry about that, but there is some companies that also make aftermarket shock hoops. So moving on, we have a running factory bullet antenna. This thing actually works out pretty great. I haven't had any issues with it. The radio still works out great. For our light bar, that's just another eBay special. $100 I think it was. We had to buy the silencers on the cooling fins on the back so it stopped the crazy hum. And then these are just some tow mirrors that we had painted white. These are the factory door handles we had color matched. We are running 5% tint all the way around except for the windshield. The windshield has an upper and lower eyebrow. Some people like it, I like it. I think it adds a own little twist to it. So for the ladder bars were made by the same company who made the shock hoops out in California. They're custom made, so you can't just buy them, but there is a couple aftermarket companies that do some great jobs at custom ladder bars that you can order on Instagram and online. Here's where the side pipes stick out. So those are true dual exhausts. They don't have a Y pipe or anything like that. They just tuck up right up underneath the frame and head down. Still have the stock 2500 springs with that extra added leaf spring up in there. And we are running quad 2.0 Fox shocks in the rear. So probably next winter I'm going to take the whole bottom end out the back and get it all powder coated to match the front, make it all nice and fancy, get the shocks rebuilt, stuff like that. Probably add a True Trek differential in there instead of the G80. Here is the move bumper on the back, so that does have the pod lights that came with it when I bought it. Another problem with the body lift is none of this matches up anymore, because normally this would be tucked up right up behind here, so that sticks down, hangs out and way in the way. The pre-runner tire tailgate is made by Wilco Off-Road. Those guys are a great company. I called them a couple times. They sent me a couple free stuff, actually. Told them when I was doing what was going on, because I did buy this used for like $600. Had it powder coated for like another $150. And normally these are like $1,800 plus shipping, so it comes out to $2,000. But we got new bushings, new bolts, new hardware, everything. New locking pins, because when I bought it used, didn't come with any of that stuff. So those dudes are great. Even came with the tire center. So those dudes sent that to me for free. Got the covers and caps and stuff. So if you do decide to do something like this, make sure you get a lock for it. I've only had the truck out for like a couple weeks now, and I already had somebody try to take this off when I was parked somewhere. Came back and this thing was twisted way sideways. So good thing I had that lock on there, or else I'd have been missing a tire. For the taillights are made by Mid-South LED. I bought these on Black Friday, saved a little bit of money. I do like them a lot. They color match them pretty well. My truck is pretty faded, but those things are super bright LEDs up inside there. So I'm a big fan of those. I also got the color match third brake light from Mid-South LED on Black Friday as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. So for the bedliner, so I actually bedlined this probably like 4 or 5 years ago when I was in the Marine Corps. And I used the Herculiner Bedliner, so it's not too bad. I mean, it definitely is a cheaper route to Line-X, but I definitely saved some money on it. And it's actually held up pretty well. I mean, I've had whole loads of dirt up in here and a whole bunch of metal stuff. A lot of metal stuff pulling back and forth is mainly what scraped all that up. But I definitely like to get it Line-X, but yeah, that's pretty expensive. And moving on, we have these AVS window vents. So I like these a lot. They're like $100 maybe. I can't remember how much exactly they were, but I like them because they're the end channel, so it's pretty stealthily in my opinion. And I do get a lot of questions on how I get in my truck, and that is with amp research steps. So those things are pretty awesome. I have a little LED strip in the center, so that way it illuminates it when you get in and out of the truck. And let's check out the cockpit. I have WeatherTech for my other vehicles. I don't know why I haven't bought it for this one yet, but definitely need to do that. So we just have some cloth interior, electric driver's seat, you know, nothing special. And it might be hard to tell, but I had the whole gauge cluster rebuilt with new stepper motors, and they did all blue LEDs across on the gauge clusters. The truck does only have 129,000 miles on it so far, still growing. And here's my little command center. So we have a Cobra CB radio. I hardly ever use it. Honestly think I'm probably going to be taking it out here soon. And right here is the train horn. So this is the button to actuate the compressor, and here is for the horns. So you can hit this button, hear it turn on, it's going to start building up PSI, and then whenever we get it up pretty high wherever we want, it'll automatically shut off with the pressure switch, and then you just hit this button right here to actuate the horns. And for the sound system, so it does have a full sound system in it. I have dual speakers in every single door. We have a Pioneer doubled-in touchscreen. So let's check out the back. So here I have a little bit of storage, some ratchet straps, a little detailing rag. But there is my amp. It's an Earthquake 800 watt amp, and it honestly is pretty small because I have two 12-inch subs back here in the box, and it's definitely underpowered, but I actually like it a lot because it's not stupid obnoxious and still sounds pretty decent. I have some sound deadening here on the back wall. We also have the factory secondary radio in the back that still works, surprisingly. And we have two TVs in the back and the headrest that's connected to the doubled-in, so you pop in a movie. This whole thing's filled with movies if you want on a road trip, and you actually have 3 TV screens. So I have the e-brake bypass so you can watch while you're driving down the road. And to top it all off, while you're watching that movie, you can watch it up underneath the stars. So how cool is that? So this is the headliner. I'm pretty proud of this. Me and my girl did it probably like 4 years ago. And it's actually held up pretty well. So we just bought the fabric online, you know, stripped all the old fabric off and used the heavy-duty 3M fabric glue, and it's actually stayed on pretty well. Also, here's my little safety light. It's a mag light and doubles as a safety self-defense stick too. And I'm sure some of you guys are wondering how it sounds with that dual exhaust and the air intake being an 8.1. Doesn't sound too bad in my opinion. I mean, a can would definitely wake it up, but for performance parts wise, there's really only one company that makes the performance parts for them, and that's Raylar, and it is stupid expensive to try to get any power out of these motors. So some of you guys might be wondering what the future plans are. So obviously we're going to get all this plastic cleaned up. I got the ladder bars cleaned up. We still got a lot to do on the door handles and stuff. So we're going to get rid of these headlights. We got some different headlights going in, and we're probably going to change the grill setup up just a little bit. So I might be tossing that grill up for sale. It's not too bad. It just really needs to get all this red off and get a little decent paint job to color match whatever vehicle it's going to. We are going to be going to 2015 tow mirrors here soon, color match. We're probably going to get rid of the light bar. I'm thinking about throwing up some 2015 cab lights on there too. Not sure. We're going to be taking the back bench seat out and run quad bucket seats with dual center consoles, so that's going to be coming a new video up soon too. We are going to be doing a dual battery conversion as well, but honestly I think that's it. I mean, it's been paid off for a long time. I think I'm probably just going to drive it. No more off-roading. I do want to get a little razor to beat on so we can take the girl with me, go off-roading, and tow it with this. Also, if you guys are wondering why my hood and fender gap look kind of a little weird, so we do have a big gap here, kind of a weird gap here. It bows out on the front hood, and we got like a weird gap here on the fender. So my truck was actually hit before I bought it, and that's kind of why. If you look at the fender mounts on the inside, they're all rippled. So in order to fix that, I'd honestly probably have to replace both fenders, possibly even the hood, because the hood's a little tweaked. But I mean, I'm not super worried about it. It doesn't look the cleanest. It does bug me every single time I look at it. But let me know what you think. You think I should replace both fenders and tear the whole front end off to try to fix those gaps or not? I think that's about it for the future mods on Betty White. Honestly, we're probably just going to drive the crap out of her until she croaks. So I don't think I'll be diesel swapping it anytime soon. I thought about it, but it's just going to cost way too much money to try to convert that over. The black vet, we're probably honestly not going to be doing too much with that. I'm honestly thinking about selling it soon, maybe upgrading to like a C6 or C7, not too sure. I mean, it is paid for, so probably just drive the crap out of it for now. But the little black truck, we're almost finishing up on the engine mods, finishing up on the tranny. We are going to be removing the bench seat. We have dual bucket seats, fully electric, heated with the center console, so we're going to be wiring those in. Probably going to be doing a custom fiberglass headliner. Also, we're going to be doing something with a bed. I'm not telling you yet. You guys got to stay tuned for that. So that's going to be definitely a big video. So we definitely have a lot coming up. We got a lot to do on the little black truck. We got a lot of filming to do. I need to get my butt into gear and start getting it done. Comment. Let me know what you think should be done to either the black vet, the truck, maybe Betty White. Just let me know. We also have a project vet Matilda that's been in work in the background for 3 years, so that's definitely going to be the new project after the little black truck's done. If you're still watching up to this point, I just wanted to personally thank you for all the support. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the likes, the subscribes. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please scroll down, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot more content coming your way. So the truck is almost done. This is going to be a little beast on the street, so hopefully be breaking some hearts. So stay tuned for that content, and I just wanted to say thank you again. I appreciate all the support, so I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll catch you later on next week's video.